All right, I believe we are officially live and bringing you tonight's Faces of First Year podcast. Hello to everyone who is joining us live. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time watching one of these podcasts, it is brought to you by Pima Community College in the First Year Experience Program. And the goal of this podcast is to connect you with the fabulous faces behind the many different support resources that are available here at the college. And more specifically, the faces of those folks we really want our first year students to meet and know. So, this particular semester for fall 2024, our theme is featuring various student employees and their jobs around the college so that you can learn how they support our students, but also get an idea about maybe some places you might want to work while you are a student at Pima. So tonight we are featuring the Pima Online Navigators. We're going to introduce you to them. They're going to tell you who they are, what they do, and all the many things that we want you to know about this awesome opportunity. So I'll start off by introducing myself. For those who I have not yet met, my name is Renee Forsyth. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I lead the FYE program here at the college. I'm going to hand the mic over to Ariel. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Ariel Young. I am a online Pima Community College navigator. I am currently a student. I've been a student at Pima since the summer 2023, and I've been working as a Pima online student since the beginning of this year, 2024, in the spring. And that's basically what I am and what I do. And basically, I try to help students navigate through the D2L on Pima for online.
Very fun. Michael, tell us who you are,
Mhm.
what you do.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I am a student at Pima. I've been going to Pima for about 2 years now, and the majority of my classes have been online. I've been a Pima navigator for about a year now, and mostly what I do is I reach out to students that express their struggles, and I try to give them the best way to navigate online, especially since they don't have all the in-person resources that an online or that an in-person student might have.
And last but not least, Jackie.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackie Allen. I'm the Director of Online Student Success at Pima, and I have the distinct pleasure of working with Michael and Ariel. They're on my team, and I'm very excited to have this as a resource for our online students.
Very cool. And you mentioned a team. Is there anyone else who's part of the Pima online crew that you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, definitely. I would love to give a shout out to our college success coaches who work with our online students as well. They do some of the similar stuff as what our navigators do, and they are also embedded in many of our online courses. So thank you.
Awesome. And fun fact, last semester in the spring, we interviewed and had one of these podcasts featuring those success coaches. So if you want to go check that out to watch and learn who they are and what they do, go find it on our playlist here on this YouTube page under the playlist for Faces of First Year. All right, but back to the topic at hand. Tonight we're featuring on you all, which is our online navigators. So, Michael, will you tell us who are the Pima Online Navigators? What do you all do? Summarize and break it down for us.
All right. Well, as a Pima Online Navigator, both Ariel and I, we reach out to students typically through the OOL practice course where they explain what they feel strongly about and what they don't feel strongly about. And either Ariel or I will reach out and typically answer that problem um, because we have a long list of typical issues that we see, whether that's time management, how to get a hold of your instructor, maybe tutoring options. And that's specifically what we do just as students to give other students the best guide to succeed in their online courses.
All right, now, for those who have seen this podcast before, I always like to ask the metaphor question just to kind of help lock it in and paint the picture. So, Ariel, if you were to describe online navigators as if they were a TV show, what TV show would it be and why?
So the TV show, I would think it would be somewhat similar to as Mr. Rogers, if anybody has remembered that show. It's like a really old but a good show that teaches kids about the daily life and how you be able to do everything. You have somebody presenting you with the information, but not just them just telling you about it. They will give you examples and showing you so you can get like a more visual setting set in your mind. They will walk you through it. That's basically what the Pima Online Navigators do. We try to give like a basic visual helping students on how to navigate the D2L, how to find the resources and any information they might have for their online classes.
Like that. Now, a real question here. Does that mean you all have puppets, just like what Mr. Roger did
I
in
wish
the
we
show?
did.
That would be great.
Just an idea, maybe a suggestion to incorporate into the program there.
I'm gonna
Oh,
write
but
it
I
in my
like it.
budget.
Exactly, exactly. Or at least a trolley. Maybe a trolley at the very least.
Some
We'll
singing.
get a
Oh,
background for that.
Put some music in the background.
yes. Yes, I love that. Oh, but as I'm starting to hear you all share more about what you do, I like that analogy also because the show song of Won't You Be My Neighbor, it sounds like you all are very much their neighbors because you're also students who have been there, done that, had the online experience, and are now ready to help them out and walk with them in their own journey.
Exactly.
And I'd like to share another resource that they help with for our students because we find that online learners can feel isolated sometimes. And, you're not in a classroom with other students a couple of feet away from you. You work a lot on your own at your own time, which is very flexible and good for our online learners, but it can feel isolating. So one of the things that they do is through our YouTube channel, they offer study with Pima sessions. And these study with Pima sessions are basically an hour and a half of them studying, doing their work, and they're being recorded so that you can have them up on your computer, on your phone. And it's like a study buddy in a sense, but you're not so much interacting. You just have someone there with you doing the same kind of a thing. So if you're interested in that, please check us out on our PimaOnline YouTube channel.
That's clever. I love that idea. All right. So, are there any myths or stigmas that you want to debunk, whether it's about online learning or the online navigators? Michael, what do you think?
I think the first thing I would say is that just telling students or letting students know that they're talking to another student that knows exactly what they're going through and how to navigate through the system. And especially when we have sessions where we guide students through either D2L or how to set up their own virtual tutoring session. And I always go through it in a way that lets them know, hey, I've done this. When you're doing tutoring, make sure you're filling out the notes so that you get the best tutoring experience. Just really giving them an experience that lets them know that they're not talking to just an admin or staff, working for Pima. No, they're talking to an actual student who can guide them through everything that at least I've been through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's less intimidating to reach out to a peer and a student first. Not that faculty and staff don't care or want to offer that support, but sometimes when it's a friend and a peer, it's a great place to start breaking down the ice, walking through that door and getting started. I like
Well, even
it.
so, even an admin might not even see what the student sees. So in
Mm-hmm.
that way, they might not even be able to relate to even answer the problem. Whereas as students, we know that we've seen it and we can explain it.
Mm-hmm. Excellent point. Ariel, I'm curious, when do you think first year students should start participating and reaching out to you all as online navigators?
As soon as possible.
Mhm.
When you first get in, there's that feeling where you feel like, okay, I want to try to do everything on my own first before I ask for help. It's like
Mhm.
that and that type of independence that people work on or are trying to build up when they first get into college. it's fine for you to participate or wanting to do that on your own, but it's also the resources are there for you in order for you to grasp because the resources are there for you to help you. They're not just sitting there just be like, oh, just do this whenever. No, it's more like if you get frustrated, if you need help, there are options or there's resources there for you, whether you're online or in person, whether you're in the classroom or not. It's something that's there for you to give you get that relief in the back of your mind that somebody has prepared this for you in case you are struggling.
I'm curious, follow-up question. When are you available and working? When can students reach out to you and connect?
Since myself and Michael are students, we are more available in I believe, the afternoon and evening throughout the week. Since, we have classes of our own, whether it's online or in person, we try to be available to students during those times, especially when they're having trouble trying to navigate through those websites or those pages, and that we're available during close to the late hours of the night, like I believe like 10 is the latest. And then I am available on the weekend with any information as well, in case students are like, is there anybody available on Saturday? Maybe I can just try to message somebody real quick. Yeah.
That's fantastic because nights and weekends are when most folks do their studying. So I think that's brilliant that that's a time when you all are available for them to reach out and connect. I get it. All right. Now, Jackie, if they did want to reach out and connect with the online navigators, where do they go to find more information or to actually get in touch?
That's such a great question because what we've tried to do is provide that information in many different places. So wherever a student might be at that moment and need some assistance or come across, some of our services because they're an online student, hopefully we have that there. So we do have a common general email, so it can come to the entire team. And we also have a general phone number as well. I don't know if you want me to share that like specifically, or is that in chat?
I'm gonna share them in the chat right now.
Perfect.
So it looks like the email is pcc-online navigators@pima.edu. And then that phone number is 520-206-3200. And it's in the chat right now. And for those who are watching this in replay, it's going to be in your video summary.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And then if you're cruising around our Pima website at pima.edu, we have many pages specific to PimaOnline, and in the Contact Us web page, they're also listed there as a connection. But where we find a lot of students reaching out to us is within the PimaConnect service that is in MyPima. So if you're a current student, you're trying to get connected to your advisor or your counselor or your coach, we also have the online navigator information there. And we've received lots of questions and comments through there. And then the other page is because they do the navigation sessions for D2L and tutoring and the study with Pima, we list those in PimaEngage, which is the events area for the college. So students could go to one place and see all the events going on. And these are all held virtually. So there's no in-person, component to them.
Yes. And the PimaEngage website is going to be pima.edu engage. And again, I threw that link in the chat. It'll also be in the video summary. Beautiful.
And the last one I wanted to mention, Michael mentioned the OOL. That's the orientation to online learning. So many of our online students, it's super helpful before they start classes to jump in there. It just takes a couple of hours. But the widget is like a box of information on the web, on the homepage of that course. And our information is there as well.
Awesome. Beautiful. So many different ways that they can actually connect with you all and get started. I love it. Now, I was always a student in school who wanted to know why. Why should I care about this? Why should I listen to what you're saying? Why should I reach out and connect with you all? I want to hear from each of you what your thoughts are. Ariel, we'll start with you. Why do you think what the services that you provide is important for first year students to know about and use, and maybe even tell someone they know?
So I believe that it's really important to know this information just in case you're like going or like a student's going through something and the last option they will have is to use the resources. Um, and if the resources that they're provided with is something that's useful, then they will try to spread it on to somebody else that they feel like that's or feel or see that they're struggling with and let that person know. It's like a word of mouth is the I think it's the metaphor. It will give you the best options or the best results because that positivity of this helped me, let me try to pass this on to somebody and so that it can help them.
Yeah. Michael, what are your thoughts? Why does all this information matter and students should reach out to you all?
I would say just because life is hard enough. You don't need
Mhm.
school and online learning to be any more difficult than it already is. So you might as well make the most of all of your resources because I guess the way I would put it is just because you're getting help or you're asking for help does not make you a helpless person, as Ariel kind of touched on with the whole independence thing. Um,
Mhm.
I just generally making your life easier.
Jackie, anything you want to add?
Yes, definitely. I feel like it's also very helpful, as I said before, with the online learning somewhat being isolating in certain ways. You're not alone. And so these online navigators are an example of that. We do have students that understand, that want to help, and that are hopefully available at the times that work for our online learners. And so just taking that next step to reach out and say, hey, I need some help. That's all we need. And then we can come back and help you in any way. And hopefully you're feeling comfortable to do that because they're students.
Yes. Now, I would be doing a disservice to the theme of this podcast, which is about student employee jobs, if we also didn't talk about if someone is interested, if they liked what they had to hear and learn about this, and they're like, that sounds like something I'd really like to do. How do I begin? Jackie, where should they go? What does that process look like?
That's a great question. We are always looking for PimaOnline Navigators, as we can sometimes onboard a few or their schedules, student schedule changes. So
Mhm.
it could be that we need a couple, 4 or 5, and then other semesters, maybe 2 or 3. So on our careers page on pima.edu, we are listed under the student employment as a PimaOnline Navigator, and we consistently look there. We'll let you know and reach out if we have an opening available, but usually it's during the summer right before the fall semester starts is when we're needing more students to come on board. And maybe I would just love if we have a moment to ask Michael or Ariel, why did you choose, why did you think this was a good position for you? What
We're
attracted you
in my
to it?
head. Yes, I want to hear
Yeah.
that too.
So when I first applied for the position, I really, really wanted to get back into like a customer service setting because I miss interacting with people. Because the place I work at now, I barely interact with anybody. And the feeling that I used to be able to help people is what I was looking for. And I was really excited when I got hired for Pima Online Navigators. Nervous at first because I'm just like, okay, doing online stuff is a little bit something I'm not used to, but I got the hang of it really quickly as long as I was like, okay, who can I help today? That was my main goal. And if I didn't know that information, I was going to make sure that that person got to the next person and do like a follow up because that's something I didn't leave anybody hanging. There's nobody left behind in my case where I'm helping.
I love that.
For me, I would say they're pretty similar to Ariel. Before this job, I had another work study job where I was a tutor at Goodwill Metro, and um, having that experience and getting the opportunity to do this job, just because it's a little bit easier, get to work from home, it's just more convenient for
Mhm.
me. Being able to help people was the main thing.
Love it. Well, I shared the link to that careers page in chat. And again, it'll be available in the video summary once we are done recording. But if you have any other follow-up questions, feel free to add them in the comments of this video or reach out to the team through the email that we provided so that we can connect you with this amazing resource and these hard workers who are there to support you all and be your neighbor, if you will. So if you had liked what you watched today, make sure you give us that thumbs up, click that notification bell. This isn't your first YouTube video. You know the drill. But that way you will also see when we are coming to you live with our next Faces of First Year podcast, which will be happening on Friday, November 1st at 1 o'clock, where we will be talking about peer mentors and what that student job looks like here at the college. But otherwise, between now and then, I want to thank you all so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time. But till then, take care and keep striving.